floor, I said to him, "Let me help you up. Let me help you." "Leave me alone," he said. He said, "I'm all right." He said, "Leave me alone, I'm all right." I said, "Let me help you." "Leave me alone, I'm all right, I can get up myself." About 55. I looked at him and I said, "Okay." I said, "I'll go and get the car then." I wasn't going to push him. Some passers-by came by. He'd been drinking, he'd had a fall. Some passers-by came by and he said, "Let me help you up." "Let's help you." "No, leave me alone, I can get up myself." That's what he said, "Leave me alone." So I went and got the car. When he says, "Leave me alone, I can get it myself," I had to walk away from him. Got in the car, pulled it here. I said, "Right now." When they asked him again, he said, "No." I said, "Put your arm on my arm." I didn't use the words, "Let me help you." I very quickly recognized the little detail. And the little detail is this. This guy's a very independent person. Just because someone's old, it doesn't mean they're not independent. They want to be independent. So I recognized that. And I told him, I said, I had to respect you because you didn't want me to help you. But then when I came back, I used a different wording. I said, "Put your arm on my arm." And he put his arm on my arm, and I said, "Ready? 1, 2, 3, and we got him up. Yeah. Sometimes a very small experience in life, just a small experience like that, can teach you so much about a person. So when we're talking about this guy now, it's about recognizing very quickly, within the first few seconds of you recognizing that this guy is independent. He wants to be independent. So don't push him. And use a different word format sometimes. We use certain words, use a different word format to get in. There's always a way in the door. There's always a way in the door. So we're talking about sensory acuity here. It's the little things that form. Whilst I've been talking to you this morning, I've been making a lot of assessments in my mind. Because I've done this for a long time, I start thinking and the cogs start turning. I haven't got a plan as to what I want to talk to you about. I've got a plan, but I haven't got an exact, I'm going to talk about this then or that then. If you notice when I was talking to you this morning, it was based around your conversations of what you were telling me. And to some people I spoke a bit more to some people I spoke a bit less to. Then if I used the same amount of time on everybody, we would be stuck with time now. We've already gone slightly over. But in terms of learning about this here, sensory acuity, in terms about learning about when someone comes into the room and their head's down, you recognize. Now we know all this. We know all this already. Because when you look at your kids and you know your kid's upset. Yeah? Your kid comes from school and your kid's face is in a certain way. You're happy, you've carried it, or you've gone and picked him up from a babysitter. You know as a mother or a father, he's been crying. But someone's told a child not to say anything. Yeah? Are you following me, yeah? So you know all this stuff, but what we're saying is we're reintroducing the fact that we need to have some sort of sensory acuity. You could call it the sixth sense, but you recognize with it very quickly something small. Yeah? Something very small, and you bring it out. And you recognize, and that helps you communicate with the person a lot better. That person that I picked up last week, that I was speaking to last week, that I was talking to, he had a bad day. So I had a bad day. I thought I had a bad day. I thought I had a bad day until I met him. And then I became grateful. So with regards to this guy, and he's telling me he had cancer, and he's telling me he's living on his own, and he's telling me that nobody really cares. And then I'm talking to him and I say, well, listen, you're focusing on feeling sorry for yourself. What you need to think about is change your focus. Your focus is your health. I told him a metaphoric story, which is a real story, of a person that I went into spontaneous remission. Spontaneous remission is when someone says to you, you got cancer. And a spontaneous remission will be a reversal. So I told him a story of a reversal. A true story, I told him. A true story. And then I said, you know what this person did to get the remission, what they had to do? I said, this person had to go on a cleanse. I said, what you need to do is go on a cleanse. I said, what you're doing now by drinking is poisoning your body even worse. You're on medication. How's your body going to respond to the medication? And he says, I needed that. Right at the end of the conversation, when I was talking to him, he says, I needed that. I really appreciate you telling me this information. Because all the doctors tell you is you're dying. Or you've got this, or you've got that. But we're not in a bad... No, I thought I had a bad day that day. I haven't had a bad day. He's had a bad day. His day is worse than mine. Because really, if you're healthy, well, just say you're wealthy. If you've got health, you've got wealth, really, because you're living. There's so much there's so much more you can look forward to. Right, now, sensory acuity. Have behavioural flexibility. We're going to talk about behavioural flexibility a little bit more. And operate from a physiology of excellence. We're going to go into some of these. What I want you to do is when you get this presentation, I need you to read through it carefully. Yeah? Very carefully.